welcome to today's Qigong practice. We're working through the 5 animal frolics. This is a series of kind of ancient traditional Qigong forms from Hua Tui, who is a kind of Chinese doctor from a long time ago. And he noticed and watched animals in nature and created this series of Qigong forms essentially to embody the same spirit and feeling of those animals, the movements that happen in nature. And each animal has different characteristics. So last week we did the tiger, and this week we're focusing on the deer. As you might imagine, the deer has the qualities of gracefulness and flow, and maybe we'll notice some other qualities as we go through the practice today. So we're going to start, I'll show you the kind of hand form that you want to take for the deer form. And it's basically bringing your 2 middle fingers into the middle of your palm, your Lao Gung point on your pericardium meridian. So we just curl those fingers in, and then we kind of trap the fingers with our thumb. So it should look a little bit like 2 antlers. This is your deer form for your hands. So the deer is our water element, our kidney and bladder meridians. Let's take our hands to our back of our body, and pretty much directly behind where your navel is, where your life started, is where your 2 kidneys are located, deep in the body. Just above them, our adrenal glands, that part of our endocrine system, the part that holds stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline whenever we need to get moving. And not coincidentally, controls a bit of our nervous system when we are in danger. So when our water element is out of balance, we might feel fear of many things. Could be death, could be loss of something dear to us, a partner, a friend, a child. Could be just fear of old age or aging itself. Many exhibits in many different ways fear. And we're looking today for a yang energy, a rising energy away from the stillness and reception of our water element. So there'll be sort of deep twists through the base of our spine. We're activating our kidneys, pumping blood through the body. 190 liters of blood pumped through our kidneys every day, and our kidneys filter and sort through all those fluids, removing toxins, removing things that our body doesn't need anymore. All right, arms down by the side of the body. Okay, so our first form, we found our kind of hand shape, and let's see if we can find an element of grace. So we might shift our leg to one side and then the other. And just experiment by taking all your weight on one leg so the other leg becomes empty. You might come onto the toes and then shift your weight. Allow the other leg to be empty, or insubstantial is usually the term. Just take your time floating from one side to the other. Notice if you're holding your breath. You want to feel solid and steady on one leg. And the way we're going to embody the deer today is we're going to find our weight on one leg and then take both hands the same direction as that steady and stable leg. And the hands are going to be pointing the same direction, and our eyes are going to follow. Let's try on the other side, same thing. So substantial, insubstantial, arms behind, eyes follow. Just make sure you feel steady and stable in this way. All right, same again. We're breathing in. Now the form itself is a step. So our step is we're going to keep our weight exactly where it is over our strong, substantial leg. Step out, heel, and then toe in front of the body. And then our two horns are going to come over and we're going to follow them with our eyes as far as they want to go, feeling this deep, strong stretch down the back of the body. Now, as our arms come up, keep them in the periphery of your eyesight, all the way over the body, and we return and step back. So the key thing is this idea of shifting the weight. Set up for the other side. Take a breath. When you're ready, we step heel and then toe, and then just roll the arms over. Make sure you feel stable and steady. When our new breath comes, we follow the arms up. And we shift our weight and step back. All right, let's see if we can find this flow. This is how we bring our water element into balance. We start to move away from that fear state where we're often frozen or stuck. And we start to find this sense of grace, just flowing from one side to the other. Keep breathing. Notice where your weight is. Notice where your eyes are. You'll notice that if you take your eyes, if your fingers are not kind of within your range of vision, you might suddenly start to feel unsteady. But as always, with every Qigong form, we're not really trying to get anywhere. We're trying to teach our body to become effortless. No destination. This idea of wu-wei, effortless action or not doing. When nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Let your body open into the movement slowly. No effort. You might notice each time your body finds a slightly different vertebrae, just let yourself ease into it. Okay, so just like our tiger, our deer form has two parts. So that first one usually called deer colliding, and the second one is usually deer running. And the second part also has two parts. Confusing. Okay, so this one is, again, we're going to be moving from our yin to our yang, and we're going to be stepping forward. And this one sometimes can feel a little bit unsteady, so take it slow. So our deer is starting to run, so we're going to rise up and take one foot in front of the body. You might like to watch first, and then heel comes down and our hands turn down. So we're in a bow shape now. Our knee is over our ankle. So we're starting to run, and then we retreat rolling back, we find our antlers again and we bring our hands around our ears and then letting go, we step back and we straight away switch to the other side. Stepping, turning the hands down. We're in bow stance now. Now we lean back. Make sure you feel stable and steady. And then we let go and we step back. Shift sides. All right. So we'll start to find our flow again. We're inhaling to lean back, exhaling to return. Have that strong feeling down the back of the bladder meridian. Notice if you lose a little bit of balance. And maybe one more. And we'll return. You might like to bring hands together. Bring them back to the kidneys. And maybe some deep sighs. Right, so we're going to do a little bit of revision in this series of 5 animal frolics. So we'll do our tiger form from last week, and then we'll go into our deer form. And in between each form, we're just going to do a clearing of our energy just by lifting the palms and then drawing chi into the body, into this dantian, the center of gravity in our body. So we might do 3 times. Feeling of gathering in and storing. Gathering in and storing. All right, our tiger form. Let's find that tension through our fingers. Draw into the body. Soften and then sigh out. Find that tension again. Draw in, softening when you come to the heart, and then sighing out. If you can embody this quality of the tiger, okay, the second part of our tiger form, we lift up, roll up, big extension of the spine and stretch. Let it go. Curl the spine. We're rolling up again, this time preparing to bounce. Softly step back. Inhale. We're stretching. And then rolling up this time. we pounce. Take your time. Take a break if you need to. See if you can feel this one through your whole spine. Do one more each side. Stepping back will clear, settle the energy. And just bring palms back onto the dantian. Notice how you feel. Might like to just say, I have arrived, or this is my destination. Just allow the next breath to come and go. All right, so from our wood element, we head to the water element, our kidney and bladder meridians of today, our deer form. Find your hand mudra, shift your weight. We step and turn. Take your time, listen to your body, make sure you feel supported and steady. And now the second part, rising up. Our deer is starting to run. Inhale back and then stepping back. See if you can find that softening in the body that helps you feel a little more stable and steady. And we'll return. Let's settle. Arms come back onto the belly. Okay, so just take a moment, notice how you feel. This feeling of rising yang energy, helping us move back towards balance, harmony with everything around us, people, animals, places, environment. How do we find this balance? Hopefully through our practice. Life can be confusing and complicated. So we use our practice to remember who we truly are, not become obsessed with who we're not or what's missing or what's wrong. Just remind ourselves who we truly are. All right, just like last week, we're going to finish by tracing our body meridians, and we'll do it in the order of the 24-hour clock. So we're going to start with our stomach meridian. Might imagine it's 7 a.m. in the morning and you're just waking up. Stomach meridian starts underneath the eyes and the cheekbone. So just gentle tapping here. Stomach is a yang meridian, so we're going to trace it downwards. We want that kind of descending energy. Let's come down the outside of the chest, the front, the outside of the legs. Just let your head be heavy. Come all the way down. It's a long meridian line. Now we're going to follow the spleen. It's about 9 o'clock now, and we're coming up the body, inside of the leg, and all the way up to where our heart is. At 11 a.m., our heart meridian is taking over. We're tracing that down the underneath of our arm, the elbow, all the way down till we get to little finger. Now we come up the outside of the arm. We're about 1 p.m. Coming up the outside. This is our small intestine meridian. It's going to come up to the head. And now at 3 o'clock, we're going to find our bladder meridian, the one we've been working today, all the way down the back of the head, back of the neck, either side of the spine, the back of the legs, all the way down. Longest meridian in the body that ends under the foot. We're going to start with our kidneys. Kidney meridian comes up the inside line of the leg, slowly coming up. And then all the way up to the collarbone. Now our pericardium meridian, we're going to trace down the inside line of our arm, the middle of the arm. It's about 7 o'clock now. And at 9 p.m., our triple warmer takes over. This is controls our body's temperature. We're going to trace that up the outside of the arm. And all the way up to the head where our gallbladder meridian takes over. And trace that down the outside of the body, side of the body, the hips, the outside of the legs, all the way down. And at about 1 a.m., our liver takes over. Our liver becomes dominant, sorting, arranging. Best to be asleep. Let your body work itself out. At 3 a.m., our lung meridian takes over. We're going to trace that. That's the outside of the arm, all the way down to the thumb. And then at 5 a.m., our large intestine, releasing, letting go, preparing us for the next day, giving us some space. And this one ends across the opposite side of the nostril. So you might like to have both hands just tapping next to the nose. And then we're back where we started, our stomach meridian, the cheekbone. So let's shake that out. We'll let our arms be heavy as we get to know our body and our sense of what we need energy-wise, chi-wise, flow-wise. We might help ourselves move back into balance and health and harmony with everything around us. Let's let your arms be heavy. You might take your attention right underneath the feet. Not so much engaging muscles, just letting the body's weight drop down a little more. And we might continue this throwing hands a little bit today, where we've worked into our kidneys. Hopefully, our body is sorting out everything it needs to sort. Let's see if we can take our hands a little higher. We're going to lift the heel and reach above the shoulder. You can really notice each part of the spine. Slowly let those arms come down. And when you're ready, just let your body come back to stillness. Let's bring hands together. Let's, with humility, acknowledge our choice to practice on this day. Everything we practice grows stronger in our lives. And then we bow to each other.